So the Houston Texans, who want you to buy tickets for the home opener and are trying to sell you on buying tickets for the home opener with social media posts using the acronym FOSO, which stands for fear of selling out. It's a playoff of fear of missing out. It's a tad much. Should at the very least be a more watchable product this year, partly because of C.J. Stroud and partly because of new head coach DeMeco Ryans, who at the very least is quality vibes at this moment in time, especially when you consider what the alternatives were. Well, I guess David Culley was an alternative. I guess Lovie Smith was an alternative too. Boy, it's been a rough time, huh? But there was another alternative. This guy was an alternative twice.
Josh McCown?
Honestly, Sean, I would have taken Josh McCown over this guy.
Oh, no.
Sean, I the first time that they talked with this guy, it had to be because only someone like Jack Easterby would appreciate him. The second time, what in the gosh darn you-know-what are you thinking? Because it's been 2 years in a row where Jonathan Gannon, the Eagles defensive coordinator, has been a finalist for the Houston Texans head coaching job. We've seen a lot of clips of Jonathan Gannon in action over the last couple of months. This is the most recent one. It seems to be coming, Sean, from, I want to say, a team meeting after a preseason game.
Yeah, the Cardinals have some sort of like all access, YouTube series where it's basically Hard Knocks during, for the Cardinals, but it's just on YouTube. And yeah, this is Jonathan Gannon. Looks like he's addressing the entire team. Maybe one of the first days of camp, I assume. One of the days of camp. It looked like a kind of morning thing.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want me just to play? I don't really know what else we can do to like prepare the listeners for what they're about to hear.
If you've heard Jonathan Gannon speak before, you know exactly what's coming, and you're probably excited because the guy just delivers cringe, and more cringe.
Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus? Did you have fire in your gut? Did you? We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted, okay? We're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast. Be who you are. Just understand, I'm looking for killers.
Well, he did get there, and I like the dramatic piano music in the background.
That was all the editing squad for the Arizona Cardinals. Good job by them for putting the music behind it.
Sean, for the most part, the killing that the Cardinals are going to do this coming season is themselves. They're going to kill themselves because they are basically tanking. Basically tanking.
They are tanking. Or I don't know if they're tanking or they're going to be an awful team. How about that? They're just going to stink.
Either way, it's going to be rough. The poor people of Scottsdale. At least they have Scottsdale. Damn, Scottsdale rules. Anyway, to bring it back, guys, this is a lot of Jonathan Gannon's brand. It's just talking and just being underwhelming. And the clip that everyone knows about is this one when he met Rondale Moore for the first time. And he was excited to meet Rondale Moore, that's for sure. But, I mean, imagine it's your first day on the job, and this is the first impression that you give your coworker.
Shots, explosives, you can run.
Oh, my God.
I forgot that you can run at the end.
Well, because he was trying to pull out of the nosedive. This is like the time, Sean. There was a time where I met Texans owner Hannah McNair. Okay? First time. This is when I had my little beard stash phase back in January. And she was asking me about the mustache. And I made a joke about how, like, well, it's getting a little 1930s despot-esque, so I might get rid of it soon. And she was like, she just looked away, like she did not want to continue the conversation. So then I said, but anyway, this is a really great event. And I was able to successfully pull up on the nosedive. Brooks Kabina can attest to that. He was right there for it.
Why would you ever say...
Because I'm being myself.
The words 1930s despot.
Because it's funny.
To an NFL owner.
Because it's funny. Sorry.
An NFL owner who, by the way, the team that her husband and herself own has been accused of racism the last 3 years.
Oh, well.
And you're like,
it's a mustache. It doesn't mean I'm
like
racist. It doesn't mean I'm racist. Shut up. That's bull.
No, I'm saying... You're saying that she likes mustaches, but I look like a racist mustache.
It's not like I had a Hitler mustache. I had a Stalin-esque mustache, okay?
Still bad.
It was, I thought it was a harmless joke. But anyway, that's what Gannon was doing at the end of that clip here. And there's another Jonathan Gannon moment that people have sort of forgotten. This was in his introductory press conference. And he talks about how he's good with the media, and he then proceeds to just make stuff up.
But I'm very comfortable talking to the media. Philly is a very hard media market. We were 9-0, and I did my presser, and they say, "Coach, we want you fired." And I said, "Well, we're the number one defense in the NFL right now in every statistical category. Why do you want me fired? You don't blitz enough." I said, "Well, we lead the league in sacks by 30 plus sacks. So if you want to come call the defense, and you can have at it." But no, it's cool. They have a job to do, and I understand that. Cool.
How many times have you had a hypothetical conversation with somebody that you want to destroy in an argument? Because I think every man has done this at one point in time. Maybe you do it aloud, maybe you do it privately, but I think every person has like thought about like an exchange that they would love to have with somebody. And that's Jonathan Gannon completely making all of that up. But he's good with the media.
He's just picturing Sal Palantonio being like, this is how I'm going to put him down.
Exactly. And Sean, perhaps the greatest comparison you have ever made, and you've made a lot. I think you're very funny.
Thank you.
This is my favorite one ever. So please, again, explain who you think Jonathan Gannon is.
Jonathan Gannon, to me, especially in the pew, 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 pew shots, explosives. I have the full clip of him meeting. Every single one of them is the most inhuman reaction that you've ever had.
I don't want any more of it. I really don't.
Just the most synthetic person on earth. And to me, the comparison I made, and it still holds up after the little pep talk he gave the Cardinals this last night on the clip that came out last night. It's Successions in HBO's Kendall Roy from Waystar Royco.
It's so good. And for those who haven't watched the show,
it's Jonathan Gannon. It's just a guy trying to be cool, trying to connect with people, but has absolutely zero of the tools in his tool belt to actually do it.
He's trying so hard. And we went back and found a highlight reel.
There's a YouTube video called Kendall Roy Cringe Compilation.
It's 6 minutes, and I don't even think it includes the most recent season. It's 6 minutes long. So here's a couple of selections of what Kendall Roy, the favorite son of Logan Roy, the guy who's supposed to get the company in this show, Succession. This is how he talks to people.
HQ, the hashtag resistance. What up? How we feeling?
Oh, my God. That is so Jonathan Gannon. Seriously.
Big day, big dog. How's it going? Cool earrings, very Bauhaus. Big fan of what you guys do. Sweet chili sauce.
What? Sweet chili sauce? Okay, give me some more Kendall Roy. Like, is this Jonathan Gannon now? I don't even know.
Brownstones, water towers, trees, skyscrapers.
Whoa. Wait, what?
Here they are. The geniuses at work. Hey.
Ken, can I grab you?
These are the writers.
Hi.
Dylan, my man. Hurt me.
Ken.
Hurt me.
Please.
That is essentially what Jonathan Gannon thinks his interactions with the media go like, because that's before a show that Kendall Roy's supposed to go on. It's a late night talk show. And then he chickens out at the last second from the interview that he was going to do And he like goes into a closet and cries. And I wonder if that's going to be what Jonathan Gannon's like. Had he stayed in Philadelphia, it might have been. I think the one thing that he's got going for him is that the Arizona Cardinals are not in the exactly hardest media market as he brought up. And I think there are such low expectations for the Cardinals, but he's making them lower, which is truly incredible. And this guy could have been the head coach of the Houston Texans, Sean.
It's insane. I mean, John McClane would have ate this dude for lunch. Like
All of us would have. I mean,
he's talking about how he stood up against Philly media in this hypothetical situation that he completely invented in his head. But like, do you think that thing's gonna fly with like Brooks Kavina or
anyone,
DJ, Big Sarge, like anyone like that covers the Texans can see through it, because a lot of these people have been through a lot, have talked to a lot of coaches.
We're all a little saltier than we would like to be covering that team.
Especially if you ever cover, I feel like the Bill O'Brien, like the media members that covered Bill O'Brien have like such a like low tolerance for BS after everything that covering Bill O'Brien entails.
Yes.
I think Houston, especially with the Texans, is like an underrated, pretty like salty media
because
market.
It's been brutal for years.
Yeah.
McClane, the beat writer of the team, was routinely taking a giant steaming dump. Yeah, pathetic. On the team during games. And honestly, it was all
right,
justified. And all I'm going to say is, okay, the Texans are being a little Kendall Roy themselves with this fear of selling out stuff that they're trying to push on social media. But thank effing God they didn't hire Jonathan Gannon, because I'd want to jump off a bridge instead of watch an NFL game at NRG Stadium this season if Gannon was the guy. Oh, boy.